ideas. And now I will give the floor to my colleagues from Shankar College on Bridging Academia and Industry, Insights from Shankar, with Michal Pausner, head of the Center for Teaching Excellence, and our very own HERE expert, Erasmus expert, Roy Zarchia, head of the Shankar's internship program, STEP.
Morning.
Hi, good morning. תודה עינב. בוקר טוב לכולם, and thank you for the invitation. I'm grateful to open our presentation entitled Bridging Academia and Industry, Insights from the Shankar Through Experience Program. My name is Michal Pausner. I'm a senior faculty member in the Department of Visual Communication, also head of the Center for Teaching Excellence at Shankar. With me, Roy Zarchia, senior faculty member in the Industrial Engineering and Management School, and head of the Shankar's internship program, which is STEP. And also with us, Michal Phillips Bernstein from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem and Aluma. And Roy, you will continue.
Thank you, guys. I would like to start with a short movie presenting you what we are doing at Shankar. I will explain. We love to promote a multidisciplinary approach, and in the STEP program, the internship program, we connect students from the engineering, design, and art faculties. Furthermore, we offer students to have their first footprint into the industry during the studies. In this video, you can easily see a third-year student from the chemical engineering department doing an internship in a huge company called Kornit Digital. It is an Israeli-American international manufacturing company with products from the printers and pigment inks for the textile industry. Basically, what we did in Shankar is that we built a bridge that allows students, for example, from their second year to have a footprint in the industry and help them to get some understanding of how the industry works. In this example that you're seeing now, we have a supervisor from the chemical industry and another nice supervisor from the marketing world, and together they help the intern to get the final product with 120 hours of an internship in the industry. I'll continue. So what we are doing at Shankar, we got a survey done by the Israeli Institute of Democracy that showed that students who did internship will earn higher salaries. Furthermore, they will be able to integrate into the industry faster. So now we have 2 points that we understand how important is the internship. So we would like to show you what we did and how we reflected all those points inside our 4 years program. So in STEP, a normal student, when they come to Shankar, they need to do approximately 160 credit points, which is around 40 courses. We took one course and offered the students to do an academic internship. If we take it under consideration, we are talking about 3% of their studies that they can convert to a practice internship. The idea of doing that is to show that when we started with a small pilot, we decided to take only one course and see how the students react. And I want to show you how we are doing that on a day-to-day basis. We have 2 points that we need to manage. We have the internship course that is made up of 2 parallel parts. The academic course with a lecturer from the academy that teaches and gives assignments like in any other course. But at the same time, we have 120 hours of internship with a mentor from the industry who accompanies the intern and gives them a day-to-day task. When we are talking about this whole group of 2 pillars, we have an intern that has to do an academic course and on parallel 120 hours of internship, and together they can get 4 credit points. By the way, in Europe, it's equivalent to 6 ECTS. So how does this internship works on a day-to-day basis? We have students from 12 different departments, is 2 faculties in Shankar, and we offer them to send application to do an internship in the upcoming semester. At the same time, we are signing agreements with organizations. Up till today, we have more than 200 different agreements with different organizations from the industry when we are talking about design organizations or engineering organization, and of course also art. And we are taking companies and organizations from being a small startup, having 3 workers, and we are working also with huge companies, for example, Nike or Intel. We can work with all of them. We offer our interns to do a 120 hours internship, and we offer them to be connected to the organizations, and then we offer the organizations our students' CVs to choose from, which means we are running a mix and match operation. We are doing interviews inside Shenkar and out of Shenkar in the organization themselves, and only when the semester starts, the internship starts also. So we are doing that in parallel to the semester. At the same time, we are collecting data from the students, from the interns, and from the companies in order to better understand what we are having. In this slide, you can see how many active interns we are having, how many quitted, how many are doing their first internship. We will talk later on about a second internship, which is very surprising. We can divide them to the different departments we have in Shenkar, from which faculties they are coming from, what are the gender. You can see here that 75% are female, although we are teaching 50% of the departments in Shenkar are from engineering. And at the same time, we can see the size of the companies that are taking part in our program. Now, what do we offer to the students and what do we offer to the organizations? So on one hand, the students can come, improve their soft skills. This is something that Michal will elaborate in a couple of seconds when we are talking about the research that we did in Sidestep. We are often students to have their first step in the industry. They can better understand what's going on today and what are the skills they need to bring. And of course, they are doing a hands-on experience and they have a new line in their CV. On the other hand, we are bringing innovation from our students to the companies, and we are bringing motivated interns. We are helping the HR departments to find the right future workers for the organization. And one very important thing, we are doing that for free, which means the organization need to bring us a POC, a point of contact in the company to be a mentor, but they are not paying Shenkar or the students for the internship. Now, what did we do in the last 5 years? So we established in Shenkar a STEP program in 2019. And in the last 5 years, we built a unique infrastructure that allowed us for every student to give the opportunity to integrate into an internship during their studies and find a suitable organization and, of course, obtain initial work experience in their fields of study. This is a very important thing. We are taking, for example, chemistry student to chemistry organizations. After 3 years, we saw that we have a lot of information from the students and from the organizations, and Michal and I decided to run a research, which means that at the beginning of 2022, we started to run an academic research that we are going to present in a minute that ran over 12 different courses with more than 200 different students. Bottom lines from our program after so many years, we are already running for 14 semesters in a row, and we see that both students are coming back and the organization are continue asking for interns for next semester. We already have more than 800 graduates that are continue spreading the word, and people know today that they can come to Shenkar, they can get their degree, but they can also get really true experience and internship. Our student, which is surprisingly from my point of view, are asking to do a second internship. In this year, 2024, we have around 20 students that said, we did an internship last year, we took a very big company or a very small startup, we want to change it. We want to try now the other option, and by that, they can diversify their internship. It's very unique, I think, to Shankar. And when we are talking about the employability and the bottom lines of the internship program, almost a quarter of the students remaining in their companies and continue working there and getting a monthly salary. This is something that it is amazing that we offer our students. And by the way, from Michal and from my point of view, we have now teachers, lecturers that are coming to us and ask us to join the program because they see that we are doing things that are very fast and we are moving according to what the industry needs. Michal, the mic is yours.
Thank you. So in the following section of this presentation, I will share preliminary insights from one of the studies we conducted during the academic year of Tashpag, which is last year, with a STEP program aimed at enhancing work-integrated learning pedagogies and outcomes in STEP. In this study, our aims were twofold. Firstly, the slide before, to assess the enhancement of competencies and skills developed by the students during their internship, alongside their preparedness for the job market. And secondly, to evaluate the extent to which intentional reflective processes enhance self-learning throughout the internship experience. Next one. So we examined 12 courses over the 3 semesters, around just a bit below 200 interns, focusing on demographics. Most of them were female, and the average age was 26.4 years. The majority were in their 3rd years of their studies, some in their 4th. We had participants from both the design and engineering faculties, with a majority coming from the design faculty. So participants were randomly assigned to experimental and control groups, and the research involved with administrative, read the next slide, administrating questionnaires before, during, via self-reflections, and after the internship. Specifically 4 and 12 months following the completion of the semester, so some of the data is still being collected currently. In the questionnaires, we measured several constructs that are essential for assessing the effectiveness of internships in developing key competencies and skills. So firstly, we evaluated 21st century skills. We specifically chose 8 ones that are especially central in internship courses, such as communication, teamwork, creativity, flexibility, etc. Next, we allocated 6 items from the 21st century skills to focus on problem solving strategies, which are crucial for successful internship. We then looked at vocational self-concept crystallization with 8 items. And lastly, we measured occupational self-efficacy over 6 items. The reflections were constructed using both open-ended and closed questions, linking directly to the learning process and course content throughout the semester. The first reflection focused on onboarding and adjusting to new workplace. The second concentrated on coping with independent learning and problem solving. And the third reflection centered on learning and development processes during the internship. Based on evaluation of the results, we can determine that all participants in the internship showed a significant increase across all 4 skills. The effect of reflections was most significant on the perceptions of 21st century skills. This is the next slide. Marginal on problem-solving strategies and non-significant on vocational self-concept crystallization and occupational self-efficacy. We are currently continuing to collect the data to assess the long-term effects of this research. From our results so far, we have learned the following. Firstly, that reflections affected self-perceptions related to employability. Secondly, that 21st century skills were most affected. These perceptions may be more readily influenced in the short term. And lastly, we also found that a strong connection between the learning process, the course content, and the reflection questions can lead to a more significant impact. Our future research should consider both the content and depth of the reflection processes, and additionally, tailored reflections for various faculties and academic years. A short closing remark. We strongly believe that a holistic approach in higher education is essential. personal development, work-integrated learning, and self-reflection are crucial to ensuring that our students become the citizens and professionals we aspire for them to be. I want to thank Roy for the collaboration in this research, and thank you everyone for your listening.
Thank you so much, Michal and Roy. That was so very insightful and impressive. And as I said in the opening of this day, our workshop will be here, so there's no need to go to any other room. I'm warning you that this is an interactive workshop, and we're going to split you soon into groups. So please, for those who are with the meeting open but are not necessarily with us, so you're welcome to join us now, or otherwise maybe log out of the meeting so that we don't put you in a break room and the other persons won't have anyone to have discussions with. Okay, so please be considerate. I'll say it in Hebrew as well so that everyone hears me. אז אנחנו הולכים להתחיל עכשיו סדנה. אז מי שמחובר כאן עם מצלמה קבויה ומיקרופון כבוי, אז אתם מוזמנים להצטרף. אנחנו הולכים להתחלק כאן גם לחדרים, לדיונים, אז שלא ייווצרו אי-נעימויות שמכניסים לחדר אנשים שלא באמת נוכחים בסדנה, ואז אין לי מי לעשות את הדיון. אז בבקשה, או שתצטרפו או שתרדו מהשיחה, זה גם בסדר גמור. אז תודה. Okay, so I give the floor to our expert, to Ms. Stephanie Deves. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm very glad to see you today. So I will speak a bit slower because I am French. So you know that the French are very fluent in English, and so I feel so you will well understand me because I will speak very slowly. Just I wanted to make a sort of icebreaker with you, because I think that it's very we are tired when we are making such a webinar online. It's so much easier to see us and to be together, but I just would like to ask you two questions, and I will take someone who is in the group. I would like to know if one of you has already made an internship, and if you agree to share your experience. So sorry, but the people who for who it's written in Hebrew. I don't read Hebrew, sorry. So for example, Carolina Ziebenberg, do you already have done an internship somewhere?
Carolina?
No, it's my first time.
Hello? Can you hear us?
Yes.
השאלה אם עשית התמחות איפשהו כסטודנטית.
לא סטודנטית, אני ממכללת בראודה בכרמיאל.
Yes, but have you as a student have you done an internship somewhere sometime?
No.
No? Okay. Is there someone who has already done an internship? No? Nobody?
I told you it's not very popular in Israel.
Yes, but
Not
perhaps
only
some
till in the
people
last
have
year.
made studies abroad. Abroad, we all make internship, for example, in Europe. You have seen the example of Darren. Okay, so no problem. So the ice is broken. So thank you very much to all of you. Enough, I don't remember if it's the same people as yesterday, so I don't have to present myself.
I'm not sure,
Okay.
Maybe whoever was here yesterday, press 1 on the chat, and whoever wasn't, press 2, and then we'll have education. 1 is I was here yesterday, and
Okay.
2.
Okay. Okay, so just a word. I am Stéphanie Drez. I am a lawyer, if I can say that. So I am expert in law at the first round, and then I was I think that the most important thing in the world is to have young people who can be integrated in a society, and young people who can be well in their life, And so I used my passion about that to work about the link between education and employment. And the link between education and employment is internship, because it's the best link to make the link between the both things. And our colleagues are already spoke about that in the in the previous presentation. It's very interesting that Israel is working about that kind of training. I can say that it's a training internship. But what I would like to do with you today is to make you see and put the finger on the fact that internships are, for me, compulsory in a curricula. That can be a very short internship, that can be a long internship, but anyway, you have to put your student in a professional situation with real people. When a student is studying, for example, during 2 years, he has to have, I think, an internship during 3 months. It's very important. So I am working about internship for about perhaps 15 years, because as I was saying to you, it is a passion, because when I was president of French Association from l'école director in university, we have created the first national agreement about internship in France. And after that, it became a legal text in France. And then I have worked about European quality internship framework. And now I am working about an international framework with the ISO norm. I think that you know what is ISO. ISO is a way to have the same way to think in all the world about something. It's very known in the human research area or in the technical area. And so we are creating that, and it will be ready at the end of 2024. And so it's very, and we have the China with us. I can say that because it's very impressive to have China and to see that China is agreed to work with us about quality internship. You will see what are quality internship apps after. So have you some question? Do you want to know some things after this workshop? When you have seen the program, did you tell to yourself, oh, okay, interesting or not? But I would like to know that at the end of this workshop. Don't hesitate to say it to me, because I really would like to be sure that you will have all the answers that you want to have at the end of this presentation. So you can also use a chat as you want, no problem. So introduction and definition, please, Anav. Erasmus Plus project. Okay. Yeah, but we will speak.
Sorry, that's me. I wrote that.
Okay, so the point is what you were talking about previously. Why having a successful, wide, time-limited work-based learning experience. So as you can see, you will see that after, but it's the definition that we will use for the internship. What are you doing? So yeah, okay, thank you. So when I have prepared this presentation, I asked to myself, for you, because in your country there is no internship, what is the point? And okay, you see that student, the colleague has said that already. For the student, it's very interesting to make internship. They immediately see the point. But sometimes it's more difficult for teachers or for researcher or for the staff to realize what is the point to make student make internship. And so I have found the simple link with the 18 Sustainable Development Goals. I don't know if you know that, but I think it's very, very interesting. And to put the internship in link with that. And thank you. I have to say thank you, because when I went to the ISO website, and when you can have here the link with my ISO project of norm about quality internship. I am the convener of this ISO norm. So it's convener. It's I am organizing the conferences, etc., about this ISO norm with the help of the AFNOR. It's a French organization. And on the website, I saw that internships contribute to 5 sustainable development goals. You can see that on the left of the slide. And I wasn't surprised, but it's very interesting to have that in mind and to see what for are made the internship. They are made to have gender equality, to have a quality education, to have an economic growth, to have best innovation in our countries, and to reduce inequalities. It's very interesting to have that in your mind. So the definition then, it was perhaps previous. Yeah, okay. So in Israel, as I have said with some colleague of you, there is no equal definition of an internship or apprenticeship. So I propose to use the ISO norm definition that we have worked on. So just to make you laugh, perhaps, in the European definition, in the Spring Project, you will find a definition which is on, I think, about 10 lines. Okay, so we are European, you know, we are not very simple. And when we worked at an international level, we have decided to create this definition. And you can see that it's very simple. An internship is a wider time-limited work-based learning experience. Only that. So in certain countries, it will be necessary in link with a curricula. And in other countries, that's not necessarily the case. But it can be a definition that perhaps your country can use or not. And so in France, to take an example, there is no internship outside curriculum. It's forbidden because we have a law about internship, which was made in 2014 now. But you know, in France, there was no law about internship before that. And in the rules that we have chosen in France, the main rule is that internship cannot be a job. You know, because when you will create a real legal framework about internship in Israel, be aware of that, because some employers are good, honest, but some others, and I have to say that in the much of cases, unfortunately, it's in communication, culture, journalism, luxury, the things that are the most interesting areas for the students, you know. And in those areas, it's very hard to make an internship. And so the employers sometimes are not very fine, we say. And so you have to be aware about the fact that you have to be very careful about what is an internship in your curriculum. So we can go ahead. Enough, please. So so definition of apprenticeship, because I really need to make you understand that for me, it's different. So we have the problem with the English, and with the Spring project, what is interesting for you is that you will have a report. So our report was made in 2020, but I think it's good now yet. And you will see the number of words for internship in all the words. For example, in English, you can have internship, traineeship, placement. Perhaps you know all the vocabulary possibilities. And we choose internship in an international way. For example, European Commission, and I have had a lot of discussion with them, they call it traineeship, but I'm not agree with that. And on the other hand, you have apprenticeship. So apprenticeship, it's different. So in France, for example, we also have a law, but it only can be done between 16 and 29, as you can see here. And it's for preparing a diploma or a recognized title. And it will be a work contract combining on-the-job training with a tutor. So on a European level, it's quite the same. So apprenticeship, you are with the same employer during all your diploma, and you will have a work contract. And for example, if you have a diploma during 2 years, so for example, I will take the example of my son. He was in French in junior school during 3 years, and he was apprentice because as a parent, you can easily understand that it's not expensive because your child is paid. But the problem was that he was only with one employer during 3 years, you know. So you have to be aware about that. And what is very interesting about apprenticeship is that the young people have a salary. So it's interesting too. For internship, there is no salary in a lot of countries, and in a lot of countries there is nothing. So there is no salary, no compensation, nothing. Okay, but we will speak about that in a few minutes. So have you got questions now? Can you understand me well, even if I have my French accent? Have you some questions? Don't hesitate. Okay, so I will make you work now. I know that you have no idea, perhaps, about the quality criteria for a good internship. Perhaps some people have seen my European project, but I wanted you to work in 8 groups, if it's okay. Okay.
Yes.
So please don't choose. Perhaps any of you will make it directly. And I would like you to work during how many time? I have 20
I think
minutes.
we said 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. 10 minutes about what is for you a good recruitment for an intern? What is for you a written agreement for a good written agreement for internship? What is for you, etc., etc. Okay, and just during 10 minutes, and then I will appreciate that you choose one of you to speak during 1 minute or 2 maximum, and to explain to us what you have made to choose the quality criteria for tutoring, skills development, etc. that you have chosen for internship.
So, so Stephanie, each room is one of the criterias, right?
Yeah.
So I will go into each room and I will give you your criteria for discussion, okay? So
Thank you very much.
yeah, no problem. So I'm going to start the breakout rooms. So and I'll even say it now in Hebrew so everybody's coordinated. אנחנו עכשיו מתחלקים ל8 קבוצות. כל קבוצה תדבר על אחד מהסעיפים שרשומים פה, ואז אתם תציגו את מה ששוחחתם עליו, ואני אעבור ביניכם ואני אגיד לכם בדיוק על מה אתם מדברים. Okay. Great. Wait, I can rename your okay, so never mind. It would be written in your group exactly what you're working on. Okay, so I'm sorry, I didn't know that this was an option. Recruitment. So we have recruitment, we have written agreement.
If you have some questions during this time, don't hesitate.
Yes, does everyone know the difference between an apprenticeship and an internship? That Stephanie
Is it okay for you, the definitions?
very shy bunch.
I'm not shy for 20 people.
Yeah, that's good. That's good because yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry that I didn't do this before, but I
Can
now
you
see.
repeat the differences between them?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay.
So so differences from the point of view of the people who have already worked on it and who think that it's the best definition, you know, because in some countries there is no difference between apprenticeship and internship. Okay, so it's very important. What you are doing today in Israel is very important because in a lot of countries there is a reflection about there is no reflection if I may, and so it's interesting because you are taking the opportunity to create something about the definition of internship and apprenticeship now, and it's very interesting. So internship, it's so now apprenticeship, it's a work contract between an employer and a student who is doing a training for having a diploma or a certification. And it's done between, I would say, 1 or 2 or 3 years. So that's that. And there will be a tutor named apprentice master in a lot of countries on one hand. And on the other hand, internship, it's a shorter time of training in a company or public organization or whatever, included or not included in a curricula, to have or not a diploma, but to have some skills to obtain some skills. Okay. And you have the definition before. If I give you the exact definition, wide time limited work-based learning experience for internship.
Okay, so now I'm going to split you into the rooms. I put recruitment and written agreement together. Otherwise, we would have had a room with just one person. So I had to squish it a bit. So 10 minutes. See you soon.
Okay.
So when you get a message to join a breakout room, you need to, yeah. כן, 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 הנה אני חוזרת אותם. נחמד. אתם לא נכנסתם לחדר בכוונה, או שלא הכניסו אתכם, או שאני לא הכנסתי אתכם? not joined, צחי. אוקיי.
No, I see you signed up with it, son. Is that you?
You see it too? Okay.
Yeah. You didn't sign it, right?
I don't see anyone that's not assigned. He didn't join. Victor. I didn't know you cannot join.
Yeah, I see it, people didn't join the,
Maybe we should join and help the discussion. What do you think?
I'm just debating because what's the invitation?
מה? לא שומעת עכשיו.
מה זה הנקודה השלישית?
Remuneration, that's what it says. נראה לי פיצוי. אוי, שניים לא נמצאים ב-remuneration. החדר הזה לא קיים. בסדר, זה לא נורא.
אז הנה, יש פה את מוריה ומי עוד? מוריה.
היי, שלום, היינו רק
מוריה
שניים
וויקטור.
בחדר, ואז פשוט, חדר אחד פשוט נסגר.
הנה, ב-remuneration. אז בואו נדבר על זה אנחנו. זה בעצם כל הנושא של הפיצוי.
הנה, מוריה, בדיוק, מוריה ומשה, בשני ה...
אז הנה, אז מעולה, אז אנחנו...
הנה, גם יעל פה עכשיו אני רואה.
יופי, אז רגע, אז בעצם תהיו שלושתכם, תהיו ביחד, ואני אצטרף אולי לאיזה חדר, לראות שהם בסדר.
remuneration אמרנו שזה פיצוי, כי אני חושבת להגיד שזה... מוריה ומשה, אתם איתי?
לא שומעים אותך.
לא שומעים אותי עדיין?
אני פה.
שומעים אותי, מוריה?
עכשיו שומעים אותך יותר טוב, כן, צריך להתקרב טיפה, נראה לי, למיקרופון.
כן, אני מזמינה.
שנייה, ננסה רגע לשים גם בזה. כן, כן, אני איתכם.
אז בואו אולי שלושתנו נצטרף בחזרה לחדר של ה-remuneration, ואז נדבר שם, אז יש לכם את האפשרות לחזור לחדר, או שאפשר להישאר פה, יותר קל.
כן, אתם יכולים לשלוח לנו קישור שוב, אבל איך שאתם רוצים.
לא, נשאר פה, אני לא רואה שום פשוט ביחד. אני רק חייבת להגיד שאני פחות מכירה את הטרמינולוגיה ב-remuneration.
שירה, אתם לא מדברים.
We're trying to figure it out.
שירה,
You're trying to figure it out? Okay.
שאלת שאלה ולא הבנו אותה.
Do you hear me? אתם שומעים אותי?
כן, שומעים אותך.
אוקיי, אז אני רק רציתי להבין מה זה remuneration. So remuneration refers to the money paid for work or a service. It includes not only wages or salary, but also any other financial compensation such as bonuses, commission. אוקיי, אז כאילו, אנחנו אמורים לדבר בעצם על העניין של התגמול הכספי עבור ההתפתחות. אז מה מבחינתנו נכון נעשה שאנחנו נדע מה זה equality, מה זה תגמול כנראה הולם, אם הבנתי נכון. מוריה ומשל. תגמול הולם לאינטרנשיפ, כן. אז מה לדעתכם?
אבל הם מגדירים שאינטרנשיפ לא יכול להיות בשכר, נכון?
אני לא הבנתי את זה ככה, אני לא ראיתי בעבוד שלו את השכר, ולכל שגם פספסתי את זה באמצע כמה דברים.
אם אני חושבת על תגמול הולם באינטרנשיפ, בוא נגיד ככה, ממה שקצת הבנתי, קצת היה לפעמים קשה להבין את האנגלית צרפתית, אבל apprenticeship זה איזושהי סוג של התמחות שהיא כמו, נגיד אני קוראת apprentice זה שוליה. אז לפי מה שאני מבינה, כן יש פה יכול להיות עניין של שכר, ובאינטרנשיפ אין. זה סוג של התמחות, אבל שוב, ממה שהבנתי, אבל אם כן נשים שנייה את הסוגיה של השכר בצד, בסופו של דבר אני חושבת שתגמול יכול להיות, למשל, התמחות ספציפית, או קורס, או איזושהי סוג של הכשרה, שמישהו יכול לקבל במתנה. זאת אומרת שאפשר להגיד שזה שווה כסף.
אז יש לנו גם שאלה אליה בעצם. Does internship allow for a salary reporting? בעצם לשאול אותה.
שירה, שומעים אותך ממש גרוע, ממש גרוע.
עדיין?
ממש שומעים מילה פה, מילה שם. כזה מרוח לגמרי.
כן, כנראה, האמת שהחליפו לי אתמול את המצלמה, וכנראה שיש פה, אני הבנתי שהמיקרופון בתוך המצלמה, ולא שומעים אותי.
אז כן, אולי תתקרבי בדיוק.
שומעים יותר טוב?
יותר טוב, כן, את מתקרבת.
כנראה שמשהו במיקרופון רוצה לקרות. אני חושבת על שאלה בעצם גם שאלה לסטפני, does an internship allow for salary? And assuming it does not, את חושבת שכאילו נקודות זכות זה תגמול עולה.
כן. זאת אומרת...
And assuming it does, I think אידיאלית אנחנו רוצים שיהיה את שניהם, גם נקודות זכות וגם איזשהו תגמול כספי.
אני אגיד משהו מניסיוני, ברשותכן. אני עכשיו נהנה מ-HIT, אבל בהיסטוריה שלי ניהלתי את מערכת הבחינות של מדינת ישראל במשרד החינוך. זאת אומרת, ניהלתי את אגף הבחינות הבכיר של משרד החינוך. ההליכה שלי לכיוון התקנים, לאיזו, הייתה כרוכה בשכנוע של האנשים. אם אנחנו רוצים ללכת למשהו שהוא כאילו מסודר יותר, גם באקדמיה, נראה לי שהפרויקט הזה הוא קודם כל בהכשרת הלבבות. זה לא רק תגמול, זה לא רק תגמול. התגמול הוא בא כאילו על הדרך, אבל הרצון של אנשים להתגייס, לעשות שינוי, הוא מאוד מאוד קשה. אנשים לא כל כך רוצים לשנות את עצמם, לא כל כך רוצים לשנות את דרכיהם. אנחנו ראינו את זה בלמידה דיגיטלית, שירה, אני כותב את זה כבר כל הזמן. מאוד קשה להם, שמזיזים להם את הגבינה, שרוצים מהם משהו אחר. ולכן תהליך הכשרת הלבבות הוא לדעתי אחד המרכיבים הכי גדולים של יצירת שינוי במערכת. אז אנחנו שומעים על כל מיני מערכות, אנחנו לא שומעים על הקשיים בהכשרת הלבבות. זו דעתי. למשל, שהיא כתבה פה written agreement, כשאתה צריך להגיע עם אנשים, או עם עובדים שלך, או עובדים במערכת כולה, למשהו שהוא מוסכם, התהליך הזה הוא כמעט בלתי אפשרי, הוא מאוד מאוד ארוך ומייגע. זאת אומרת, הוא לוקח המון זמן להסכים, נניח עם מרצים, נניח לשכנע את המרצים בפקולטה להנדסה, לעשות איזשהו שינוי בהוראה שלהם. לכן, כשאני שומע במערכות חינוך, או קדם אקדמיות, או אקדמיות, או בכלל בקישור לתעשייה, העניין הזה של תקינה, הוא מאוד מאוד מרחיק לכת, הוא רעיון נכון לדעתי, אבל הוא מאוד מאוד מרחיק לכת.
משה, אפשר להעיר משהו?
בשמחה.
יש אפשרות שאולי אותה התנגדות שאתה מתאר אותה איך הייתי אומרת, התנגדות להזיז את הגבינה, אולי יש בה גם איזה היגיון, אולי אפשר לראות את ההתנגדות של אנשים לפעמים, לא תמיד, כמשהו שיש בו גם איזה היגיון פנימי ואיזה צדק.
כן, נכון, יש בו היגיון פנימי. כל מרצה, כל איש אקדמיה חושב שהוא שואף להכי טוב שאפשר. האמת שאנחנו יודעים שהוא לא הכי טוב, אנחנו רק רואים את זה מהסקר המאוד חלש שעושים במשאל הסטודנטים. הם אומרים ככה והוא חושב ככה, והפערים הם מאוד גדולים. זאת אומרת, נקודת המוצא של אנשי האקדמיה שהם בסדר. נקודת המוצא שלנו, המנהלים, המנהיגים, היא שיש צורך בשיפור. ואנשים שהם חושבים שהם בסדר, ואנשים אחרים שחושבים שיש צורך בשיפור, הפער הזה הוא מאוד קשה לגישור. ולכן אני קראתי לזה הכשרת הלבבות. זאת אומרת, אני גם השתמשתי בביטוי של נחשונים בשעתו, כי אמרתי, יש מרצים שמוכנים לאתגר את העניין הזה, גם בלי כסף, מוריה. יש אנשים שמוכנים ללכת על זה גם בלי כסף. אז הכסף הוא לא האלמנט הכי חשוב.
משה,
אבל
אתה מדבר שקהל היעד להכשרת הלבבות הם המרצים או הסטודנטים? יכול להיות שאני הבנתי את זה.
גם וגם. גם הסטודנטים מעריכים את עצמם, מה שנקרא overestimated, הם מעריכים את עצמם יותר ממה שהם. גם המרצים מעריכים את עצמם יותר ממה שהם. ואנחנו באים עם רצון, אני רואה את שירה שמתלבטת איתנו במשך שנים, איך לעשות את השינוי, כי אני רואה את הרצון של השינוי, ואני זורם עם הרצון לשינוי, ויש צורך בשינוי. למשל, אני אתן דוגמה, אנחנו מדברים על מיומנויות המאה ה-21, שמביאים לנו כל הזמן מחקרים, גם ברטור וגם אלי אייזנברג, שאנשים ידועים וחשובים, פעם אחת אלי כתב במכון לדמוקרטיה, ועכשיו הוא עובד עם ברטור בטכניון, איך מכניסים מיומנויות של problem solving לתוך הלמידה? איך מכניסים מיומנויות של קבלת החלטות לתוך הלמידה? אלה תהליכים מאוד מאוד קשים. זאת אומרת, אני מלמד הנדסת חשמל, אז אני יודע את הטקסטים שלי, אני יודע את המתמטיקות שלי, אני יודע את המכונות שלי, אבל להכניס להם טכניקה של פתרון בעיות, או למשל עבודה בקבוצות, זהו תהליך שהוא סוג של הפרעה לרצף הלימודי שלי, ואני צריך להיות כמרצה מאוד מאוד יצירתי בשביל להכניס את זה. זאת אומרת, התהליכים האלה הם לא טריוויאליים, זה סוג של intervention כזה, זה סוג של הפרעה ברצף הלימודי. אז זה אחד הבעיות, שכתבתם במל"ג שינוי בתוכניות הלימודים. אללה יוסטו, אתם יודעים לשינוי תוכנית לימודים, איך הם יעשו את זה? כל מרצה יתנגד לשינוי בתוכנית הלימודים, כי התוכנית לימודים שהוא הציג היא הכי טובה. קיצר, הכשרת הלבבות בעיניי היא אחד הקטעים הכי חשובים של כל תוכנית אשר אנחנו רוצים לעשות. זאת אומרת, שאנשים יסכימו לבוא לזה. אני מתלהב משנקר שאמרו ש800 איש אז נכנסו לתור זה. זה מאוד סבבה, זה יפה.
אוקיי.
הבנת? כן.
כן, כן, הבנתי, זה מעולה, אבל בגלל שאנחנו צריכים גם להציג את הנקודה שלנו, אז מוריה אולי תציגי גם את ההיבט הזה של ב-remuneration שיש בצד גם של הסטודנט וגם של המרצה שמלמד את זה, ועניין של התגמול ההולם שדיברנו עליו קודם.
היינו בשיחה ערה.
Thank you.
Hello.
It was great. So you have put me in a group, but okay.
But what? You didn't want to be in a group?
But so I think I know what I am. When I am speaking about career and development, I know what I have included.
Okay.
Again,
I should
thank you very much to all of you. So if you agree, we will begin with the first group, which has worked about recruitment. And please explain during 1 or 2 minutes what do you think about the quality criteria for a good recruitment for an internship. Thank you.
So who was in the recruitment group? Recruitment and written agreement.
We need to recruit them.
I could call out, I see written agreements and recruitment, Ro'i.
Ro'i and Nomi.
I was by myself, so
Nomi wasn't with you?
I decided to join Shira's group. It was nice.
Because I saw you and Nomi together in the group, because the groups were of 2, but she didn't participate with you? Okay, I trusted her to participate with you.
Okay, so there is no problem. I can give you some words about recruitment. I am comment on dit, je m'appuie. I am using our guide that we have made with the Spring project to speak with you about that point. So you can find it here. So about recruitment, what we have done at an European level, including UK and Switzerland and Erasmus program, is that when perhaps I can share my screen, no? Anna?
Yes, I also
Okay,
shared it.
great. Okay, you
Yeah.
can go on the 7th page, please. Okay. No,
This
before.
one? Yes.
Recruitment. Okay. Yeah. So is it you can see that because it's small, no? Okay. So
Can you
no
see? Okay.
so the recruitment of an intern has to be such as the recruitment of salaries, because they can be a future salary. Okay. So the aim is to, within the candidate search, enlarge the sourcing channels. So it's the first criteria that we are proposing. Okay, it's only proposal what you will find here, but we find that it was interesting to put an offer in a wide website or something like that. So you first have to create perhaps a website in which you can have separately internships offers and employment offers, you know. And so in Europe, we have created a website named Europass, and in which you can have those types of offers. What is very important is to have a transparent internship advertisement. And I am laughing because it's not the case in the EDGE organization as United Nations, etc. But okay, whatever. Then you have to involve the student and to make him an interview to be sure that he will have the same recruitment process as a salary. You know, it's the third criteria that we have decided to put in the Spring project. So you will find in the presentation, in the guide, the details of that, but the 3 points are that. Okay. We can go ahead, perhaps.
So written agreement was the same group. So it was Roy and Nomi, and they didn't have a discussion.
So you are shy.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I can tell you that I went through the rooms and they did discuss. I mean, but it's the same room. No, it's the same room. So I put them together in the beginning. So it's the same room, the written agreement. With Roy and Nomi, that they didn't have a discussion there.
Okay, because it's urged. Okay, written
So,
agreement.
do you want to say something about written agreement, or do you want to continue to remuneration that did have a discussion?
I will perhaps give you the main criteria, and then we will speak about that
Yes.
in the details, if you agree. And I see Shira, because I heard you yesterday. Don't hesitate also to tell to the colleagues and all the people the link between what is today, what is done today in Israel, and sometimes it can help. For example, for recruitment, I don't know if for the normal people, the salary, there are offers. It's clear, transparent. There are such rules in Israel or not, because in some countries there are not such rules. For example, in some countries, when there are no minimum wage, I will talk about that for remuneration. Of course, you can't say that an intern has to have a minimum wage because there is no minimum wage. Okay, so okay. So for the written three-party agreement, as you can see on the screen, I
We
think
don't see.
I'll share it with you.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, no problem.
So we have decided to propose a written three-party agreement because as an European level, and we will do partly the same as in an international level. We think that it's very important to include an internship in a curricula, as I was saying before, and to not to allow internship outside curriculum. What we have decided to do, as I was saying to you, when I have worked about internship at the beginning, it was as a lawyer and as a legal director in a university. I have seen that it was incredible the way that the young people were treated in companies. You know, before the national rules in France, it was awful. So they were slaves. We can say that because, sorry to say that, but for example, in Chanel or Dior, etc., all the people want to work there. And so young people try to be intern in such companies, great. But when there was no rules, there was using as nothing, I can say. And so that was a problem. And that's why I have worked on creating in the first time an agreement on which all the stakeholders can agree and on which they can write what they wanted to do together. And so as you can see here, there is 12 points that we decided to put in the common written agreement that we proposed. The signatories, of course, of the intern, the organization, and the educational institutions. A tutor, because it's very important to have someone with the intern, the duration of the internship, the length of the internship. We will talk after about the length if you want, no problem. The expected working hours or presence hours and timetable. For example, when you are working in a communication area, perhaps to say that the student will go with you in a conference when you are in Jerusalem and in Tel Aviv during 2 days, etc. The description of the role and tasks of both the intern and the host organization. For example, when you have a student in bachelor in I don't know, physics, he has to work in a laboratory and make blah 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 blah. Learning objectives and skills to be developed. So that means that you have to have learning objectives in your curricula and skills to be developed in your curricula. We have some countries in which the portfolio and the link between skills and diploma are very strongly used. So remuneration, we will speak about that later. Information about the representation and collective agreement, and also the location of the internship, the rights and the duties of all parties, social insurance coverage, and the credit points. And that point is very important because you have to show to your student that they will have credits for the agreement. Sorry, Anav, I don't know, for the time, it's okay?
Yes, don't worry. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll go on to the next group. I can't say that word. Remuneration. Yes. So I know they had a discussion. Yeah. Who is your representative?
Moria, your point of view to
Moria.
Okay, so we were talking about the remuneration of the
Maybe
internship.
also introduce yourself,
Remuneration.
say like where you're from.
Oh, sure. So my name is Moria, and I'm a new enlisted in Aluma. Aluma NGO. Here is Vika and also Hila are here. And our group was talking about how to maybe give incentive to the internship, and we thought about a few things. First of all, maybe credit points, and also all kinds of soft skills or courses that they could do along with the internship. If it's not salary, of course, if they're not getting paid or getting any scholarship, they can maybe have other incentives. We were also talking about the fact that a lot of pre-work has to be done before starting the internship with the students and also with the faculty members, because there is an issue of maybe a little bit of, I'm not all academics in Israel, but some of them, some lecturers, and some academic, maybe universities or places who are not combining internship or any other experience rather than learning or writing articles, let's say, or research. If you're not involved with the industry, then it's sometimes very hard for the lecturers to implement any kind of internship. So a lot of work has to be done in the academia for that instant. And also with the student, understanding how important it is to maybe how important it is to have experience in the industry and be a little bit modest, because not that's what Moshe said, right, Moshe? Students also maybe sometimes might think that they know everything and whatever you learn, you can implement immediately, and it doesn't work like this. You have to have experience and start working as an intern, basically. I think that summarizes what we said.
Okay, thank you very much. So, about the remuneration, sorry, perhaps it's not. We used that word in a European context, and our colleagues were from Switzerland, Belgium, Slovenia, Spain, I think, and we thought that it was a clear word, but perhaps it's not a clear word for you. And the remuneration, it's all you will. Not pay, it's not pay, how you will give a compensation to the intern to be there with you, you know. And so we have had a long work about that point when we have worked on it in European level and also with the ISO norm. It's very impressive that this point is very important, because you know you won't work yourself for nothing. You agree? Okay, it's great to be a volunteer, but when you need to eat and to have an accommodation, etc., it's not possible. So that was the point. But the point was that you know that a lot of students are working during their studies. So in certain countries, there is no question about giving money to a student to make an internship, because in a lot of countries, the companies think that it's very kind that they take an intern from their point of view, you know. So there is a very important work to make in link with the industry, with the companies, to make them understand that take an intern is interesting for them. you know. And then when they agree with that, they will agree to give a compensation or a remuneration to the student on one hand. And on the other hand, as you were saying, Maria, sorry, I remember your name. The intern has new, he knows a lot of things because he just have had a lot of very interesting courses in his university, but he doesn't know everything. So he has to be full and not to be to think that he knows everything. So you have to find this balance between company and intern, and then you can have a contract or an agreement about what I will give to you and what you will give to me. In a lot of countries, there is no financial compensation, but you can have another form of compensation. At an European level, we have worked about financial compensation because we had a union trade in our group, and that was very interesting because our colleague is now working in European Commission about that. But we have to be aware on the fact that that's not possible in every country. So in some countries, you can have, for example, in France, you have the minimum wage in France is about 1,500 euros for salary. And for an intern, it's about 500 euros per month. It's called gratification. It's a new word. Okay, we have created a word for that in France. But you can also give a computer to the students. You can also give to him an accommodation during the internship. You can give to him something to eat, etc., etc. The point is to give something to the intern. I think it's very, very, very important. You don't have it's not possible to think that he will have a team to work on during the internship and that he will have nothing. Okay, because when you have an intern, you will give him some things to work on. For example, I am taking intern and apprentice each year because I wanted to see myself what it is to take intern. And for example, I have asked an intern to translate some documents which were in French, in English, or in Italian, or in Spanish, or whatever. Okay, and that is, for her, it was very interesting because she was in a master degree in translation. So that was very interesting for her on one hand, but on the other hand, for me, it was very interesting because I had documents which were translated. So I have to give her something. Is it clear for you at this point? Yeah. Okay, but thank you very much for what you have proposed. So then,
We have skills development.
Yeah.
Okay, the next point. Who was the group that was discussing skill development? Yeah.
I think, yeah, me and Leah. Yes.
Okay.
Just say a few points what we discussed about.
Yes.
Well, actually,
please.
we talked about because we know each other from the past, so we talked about more about employers' relations regarding to skills, because we understand we need employers to understand exactly what are the relevant skills that every job has, and we need to identify those skills according to required jobs in the labor market. So we started on that, and then I must say we continued the conversation with talking how it's hard to engage employers and so on. So it was mainly about that.
Okay, no problem. So I take the floor now?
Yes.
Okay, so the fourth point, the fourth quality criteria that we have created was about skills development. Because of course, as I don't remember the name, the colleague was saying before, during internship, of course, you won't have the same skills as during your curriculum. You can easily think about it. But the point is that you have to write at the beginning of the internship what are the learning outcomes required and what will be the skills developed. About the learning outcomes, it's interesting because it can help the both parties to go in the same line, you know, because it's you can see here a kitchen on the I don't know if you see the
yes.
same.
Do you want me to share the document or the presentation?
So in our guide we have put a photography of kitchen. It's the same when you have not all the things that you have to put in the work to make I don't know I don't know whatever you have to do with in the kitchen. It's impossible to do something. So the point is to define the learning outcomes that the teachers and the university and your school want to be acquired after the internship. Okay, so we have given some examples in the guide. You will find it on the guide. And for example, if you are in master degree of management, during the internship, one skills you can have as a learning outcome is to be able to organize a meeting with 20 persons. It's an example, but it can be something that is asked to you to be able to do. You understand what I mean?
Chaim has a question. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Chaim, do you want to ask something?
Thank you, Yonat. Yes, I wonder if you have a program to develop basic root skills at the internship, like learning how to learn, like developing my psychological capital, which is generic to any profession I'm working with.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. And that's what I wanted to talk about. When you sometimes there are things that won't be written on the agreement, but of course, what is very interesting is that is the evaluation of the internship. And the evaluation of the internship can show some soft skills that the student will have developed during the internship. And sometimes also, I have to say that for the evaluation, we will speak about that later, but you have to make, I think that you have to make a meeting between the students, the company, and the higher education institution to make sure that all the parties can speak together. And in some situations, the company will say that no, that was not cool, the internship, and that the intern was not so good, as I can say. And sometimes I have said to some of my interns, okay, please be a little modest, when you are in the company. Okay, you don't know everything. Please be cool. And that can help a lot the young people and the Generation Z, as you know. Sometimes they are thinking that they are knowing everything. Perhaps not all people, but some of them. Okay, so then the next point
Is
Enough?
tutoring.
Tutoring, okay. Is there some?
It was, yes, it was Chaim. I know I was in that group. Chaim
Yes,
and
I was there.
yeah,
And Shlomo.
and Shlomo,
Shlomo is
right?
here.
Yeah, Shlomo, maybe you want to say a few words about what you had a lot of from your personal experience.
It's personal experience, but as we realize that it doesn't work, the success of the internships, it's really depending. One of them it's in the industry and in the researchers in your institute, and it didn't work for us yet. But as I understand from Chaim, that in Tel Aviv it was much better.
Sorry, but I can't hear you.
Chaim said that, well, I remember what he said. Chaim, maybe I should say, yeah.
No, but Shlomo said that internship doesn't work at their place. Correct me if I'm wrong,
Exactly.
Shlomo.
Exactly.
Students are not interested in taking part in an internship. I am from the Academic College of Tel Aviv Yafo. In our college, it does work. Specific to tutoring, the most important, first there are two tutors. One of them is in the industry itself, and one tutor is in the academic setting. And the main characteristic for making it work is the tutor in the academic setting has to have some relationship and knowledge of what's going on out there, of what works, what are the trends, what are the needs of the industry. The main characteristic we have for the tutor in the industry, they need to know, they need somebody dedicated to it. It's not something like you accept the interns and you tell them, okay, I will see you in another 3 months, do whatever you want. We tell them you need to spend between 1 hour to 2 hours every 2 weeks with them. And if the industry cannot supply that, we cannot work with them, because otherwise the students don't learn anything. And the third thing is that if there is a meeting or an agreement or a Zoom meeting between the academic mentor and the industry mentor, so they can agree between them about the goals of the internship and whatever red flags they need to bring up.
So it's very interesting what you are saying, because I wanted to speak with you about a thing which is very, very important from my point of view. It's the training of the staff. So the both staffs, staffs in the companies and staffs in the higher education institutions. And so with the Erasmus Plus program, I don't know enough if it's possible with Israel too, because you are involved in the Erasmus
It is, yes.
program. There is something which is named Erasmus Safe Placement. I don't know if you know about that. And Erasmus Safe Placement, I have made that when I was in my university, and I was in Reading in UK. Ex-Union, European Union country. So it was so interesting, because I have to have a placement, so an internship, as staff member in another university during 1 week. It was not very long, but it was so interesting to be yourself intern, to learn something with your colleagues yourself, and to know what it is to be intern as staff member, you know? And so those types of placements are available in companies too. So as staff member, you can go in a company during 1 week or whatever, and you can be an intern, and you have Erasmus Plus program as a grant for that. So, for example, when I went to UK, I had my travel was paid by Erasmus Plus program, and my accommodation. Okay, so it is very interesting, and I think that to make sure that the tutors are involved in creating or supporting internship, of course, they have to realize themselves what is the point about having interns. I'm not sure that, of course, students, if they don't know internship, they will think that it's not interesting for them. But the point is that internship can make you understand if you have the good approach with your future employment, for example, you know? And it's even the case with engineering schools, when you are studying law too, when you are making an internship with a lawyer, it's not the same when you are making an internship with a judge, for example. You can easily understand that, okay? So that's why I think the tutoring, it's very, very important, but the link between the both tutors are very important too. They have to communicate with each other. Okay, of course, during your job, it will take you some hours to be with your intern, but it also will learn you so much things as a teacher and as a tutor in a company. I am very young yet, but I am 50 years old, and I have had, I think, perhaps 20 interns, and you don't know how much it is interesting to have interns with you. It's so great to work with them. Okay,
Stephanie,
yeah.
I just want to say that time-wise,
Yeah.
technically we have about 13 more minutes, and we still have Vika's presentation.
Okay,
So
okay.
let me know what you think, because we still have career development and employment, work environment and working conditions, and social protection and insurance.
So I propose that if someone wants to talk, you can talk in your group what you have done about the point, and then I will summarize. If you agree, Nef? Okay.
I think, yeah. So Michal, maybe Tzachi, Vardit, Pini, Ayelet, is there anything that came up in your discussion that you would like to address? I can say that in my group, that with Shlomo and Chaim, that Shlomo felt that the students themselves, they're not interested in internships, and that in some places the employers were very instrumental with the students and didn't give them proper treatment or proper just gave them very mundane tasks. So I think these tools that we see here, and also the guide that Stephanie shared, that's why it's so crucial to have these points, to have quality internships and not just any kind of collaboration.
Yeah,
so
and
yes.
I have to say that I forget to propose to you. You have an online assessment for host organizations in that we have created with Sprint Project. I hope that it works. And so it's very interesting to use that and to try to see how you are focused as host organization on that. And don't forget that if you can try to have a first step in Israel, perhaps it can be to have interns in public organizations or higher education institutions, for example, which are necessarily not public in a country. Perhaps you can yourself test and try to have interns in your higher education institution. Just try, and you will see what is the point about have someone who is with you all the day and who is watching what you are doing, and who is asking all the day, what can I do? So yeah. So to summarize, because you have to talk, and I don't want to speak too much. So you will see that there are points about social security system and work environment and working condition. So that was the point that we have seen that were important for an internship. Of course, in a lot of countries, it's not possible to have a good working environment or condition and national or structural social protection. But you have to be aware about that. That was the point. So we had 8 criteria. We have created 8 criteria with the Sprint project. I can feel free to contact me after the presentation.
Yes. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And now I give Vika the floor for the final presentation and on best practices
Thank you very much.
In Israel.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon. And I just want to share. Just a second. Can you see it in a good vibe?
Yes.
Yeah. So after you use for the French accent, now you have to do it with the Russian one. Be patient for me. So I'm Vika Eshkol. I'm from Aluma. I lead a small and dynamic team of women who successfully run this internship program for more than a decade. Thank you for inviting us here today. I'm truly excited, both because of the English and because of the importance of the topic of internship. Before we starting, it doesn't move, yeah? Can you see now the next slide?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Before we start talking about an internship, I want to give you some background about Aluma. Aluma is one biggest non-profit organization of Israel, which has that working to increase the social mobility and fostering the sense of belonging among young adults in the Israel society. We support them in critical decision points, beginning from the impactful military or national services, continue with the choices of and consistency in higher education, and finally reach in employment success. So the internship program plays in this final stage an important role of entering in the workforce. I'm not sure that it's work. Yeah. It works. We understand that it's very difficult for young adults without much experience to find jobs that match their education, especially for those from Israel's social or geographic periphery. 2 years ago, in 2022, All Jobs conducted a comprehensive survey focusing on the employment of young graduates. The survey found 2 significant insights. Almost 70% of students believe that their educational institution did not prepare them well enough for the job market. And 57% of graduates found themselves working in fields unrelated to their studies. So this is about history of 12 years of our experience. So it began from the Edmund de Rothschild Foundation that was initiated and established in this program. Today, the foundation is still a partner and work with us together. The program began as an initiation tailored for the humanity and social students, science students. They typically lack of structured practical component. Over the time, the program expanded to include faculty from various fields, including the computer science and even engineering. In last 5 years, we have worked together with the Council for Higher Education and promote the integration of internship-based courses into academic curriculum. Please remember the last 2 years that we work about 5,000 students every year. So we will talk about a bit later. A bit pyrotechnic, I will put all together and I will explain how it's work. The program is a part of the academic studies and consists of 2 key components: academic mentorship, that, as we said, it's work with academic course, and 100 hours of hands-on experience in a mentor organization. People before spoke about tutoring, mentor tutoring, and academic tutoring. So it's 2 very important components of the internship, and in return of this internship, students get an academic credit points. In addition, students are supported by a coordinator of the academic institution who helps them with interaction with a mentor organization and support as need. In essence, students benefit from a double, even triple safety net. The framework of this entire process is provided by Aluma, which includes supporting and training of the academic staff of the coordinator, developing and working about networking with organization, information system management, and research. We will talk about a bit later. I will talk about some achievement. Much and more important achievement is that according to research of the Israel Democracy Institute, the operation of the program with 5,000 students, do you remember the slide with the numbers? Per year generate a financial benefits of 262.5 million shekels for Israeli economy. Also, we can speak about the considerable increase in annual income during the 5 years after graduation. One-third of the students received job offers from the mentoring organization, and part of them hired by the mentor organization after completing their internship. Today, we can say certainly that both students and mentor organization benefits greatly from the participants in the program. A bit numbers, one bit more on numbers. We are working in 23 academic institutes. We have more than 10,000 graduated students and more than 150 mentor organizations. We have a mix of different types of organization in our network. Big companies, startups with 3-5 workers, non-profit and public companies, the government offices. But just having a big list of organizations isn't enough to run the program effectively. For the program to success in a big scale like we work, it needs a solid and complete support packages that Aluma provided. So we provide a critical. This provides critical to maintain high quality standards while also reserving an autonomy of institution. To ensure a high operation standard, we offer educational institution a wide spectrum of services. You can see it here. If you have any question about it, you can speak with us later. I understand that we don't have enough time. Also, we have an individual support program. The program provides personal and individual approach for students from the diverse background. Now let's talk about benefits. There are 4 main benefits for the students. The most and the basic and important thing, the student can write the internship as a line of practical experience in their CV. The internship helps students build their self-confidence and practice the soft skill needs to develop career. The internship provides the opportunity to enter the organization and understand how it works internally. And of course, network is an important tool for entire the job market. About the organization, it's also an important and very interesting. Almost 100% of mentors testified that they would recommend joining the program to their colleague as well. And 73% of mentor organizations describe the internship program as a positive experience. And we also can speak about 4 benefits for organization. Of course, it's professional output, it's social responsibility, and potential employment and management skills for the mentor. In the summary, we can say that running the internship program achieved its goals. Over the years, we observed a growing understanding that internship are a crucial step in entering to the workforce. Many young academics successfully secure high-quality employment in their field of study, and integration into quality employment help improve social mobility that's very important for the Roma. I think it's all. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Vika. Thank you. So we've had a long, we've done a lot, so it feels like a long day, but it's only 2 hours, and some of you were here also yesterday. So I want to thank again, first and foremost, Stephanie Devez, our expert from France. It was very insightful, and I think we just touched the tip of the iceberg, because there are so many tools and so much knowledge that of course we'll share. We'll send an email with all of these tools and knowledge, and this was just to get the ball rolling and to get you interested. And I want to thank Stephanie for her time, and of course Vika, and all the speakers, Roy, if he's still here, and Yael. We really appreciate it. You have a lot of knowledge, and there's a local knowledge, and there's European knowledge and French knowledge that we can resource and use, and we don't have to invent the wheel every time. We can rely on the experience and the knowledge that our colleagues have, when we're thinking how to increase employability and how to increase the quality of graduates and their ability to take part in the ever-changing workforce. So if someone has anything else to add or to say.
I would just like to thank our Erasmus for bringing the experts. Thank you, Stephanie. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and we'll definitely be in touch. We have 4 years ahead of us, and I'm sure we will have questions along the way. So thank you.
Thank you, Shira. And this is just the beginning, as we said, and there's going to be there are going to be more sessions and follow-ups, perhaps in Hebrew also, to kind of take all this information, and also about the Academia 360 program, but also all the tools that we received here, and kind of to think about it more together, and build strategies together and share knowledge. So thank all of you for being here, and have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.